through his bracha, I had a son. And I promised right then and there that I was going to give him a certain amount of money. Last night he comes to me in my dream and he says, remember the amount that you owe me? I'm going to send you a certain person. You're going to give it to him. And you'll see him soon on the street. Go out to the street. Welcome everybody. This week we're going to have two stories.
What? Twofer?
A twofer. And they both have to do with the mitzvah of v'hechzakta boy, which means you're supposed to support your brother. Also, if someone was, let's say, rich and he was poor, you're supposed to bring him back up to his stature. But the point is to support your fellow Jew. This video is also in honor of, dedicated to Yisrael ben David Bar HaKohen. And from Afreda, Bas Ezer Halevi. Oh, and this is the third week we're mentioning Reb Uri of Strelisk.
Ooh.
Third week in a row.
Oh, what was off camera?
So Chazaka. So let's say Bli Neder. Reb Uri, Bli Neder. We don't know if we're going to be able to keep up the streak, but good luck everybody. So Reb Uri of Strelisk one time went to visit his brother-in-law, who was Reb Menachem Mendel of Kosov. And in that week, obviously, in Kosov, you can imagine there were many Yidden who were there, who came to Fabrenk. And one of the people who were there was a Makurav, someone who was close to the Rebbe of Kosov, by the name of Moshe. Reb Moshe. And he, was a businessman in a certain town. And he was a very rich man. And he gave tzedakah, and he did a lot of good for his community. But happens very often, his luck or the wheel of fortune turned, and he became so poor that he couldn't even pay the rent of where he operated his business. Right, he was an innkeeper, anyway. So and his landlord, the Paritz, if you will, said that he would put him in jail if he didn't pay up. And so after Shabbos, Reb Moshe went to Reb Mendel of Kosov, and he told him this whole story. So the Rebbe of Kosov said, Reb Mendel said he should go to his brother-in-law from Strelisk, Reb Uri. And so he goes, and Reb Uri tells him, okay, you know what? I'm going to give you I'm going to go to the mikvah for you. And the schus, the merit of me going to the mikvah, which obviously by tzaddik is a very derhibin thing, is a very holy thing, that should help you. That will, protect you from any harm. So this Reb Moshe goes back to, this is all happening in the same town, right? In the same, right? Reb Uri visited Reb Mendel, so they're in the same town. So he went to Reb Uri, he goes back to Reb Mendel of Kosov, and he says, I went to him and he said he's going to go to mikvah for me. So Reb Mendel of Kosov tells him, no, go back to him and tell him that his mikvah is not going to pay your bills. So he goes back and he tells Reb Uri what Reb Mendel says. So Reb Uri says, you know what? Fine. The schus of my tefillin I'm going to put on today will also take care of you. So he goes back to Reb Mendel, he tells him what he says. So Reb Mendel says, no, go back to him and tell him that your tefillin is not going to pay for the bills either. So he goes back, and Reb Uri says, you know what? My davening will be, the schus of my davening, which obviously by tzaddik is a very holy thing, is going to help you. So he goes back to Reb Mendel. Reb Mendel says, go tell Reb Uri that none of this stuff is going to pay your rent.
Show me the money.
Show me the money. So at this point, Reb Uri sees this, and he went himself to his brother-in-law to hear, hey, what are we going to do over here? What do you want from me, right? What do we want to do? So Reb Mendel tells Reb Uri, I want that we should go for a few weeks to our anash, to our Chasidim, people who are part of our people, and to raise the funds in order to do the mitzvah of v'hechzakta boy. And we just mentioned this mitzvah of supporting a Yid and bringing them back to where they need to be. And that's what they did. They didn't stop until they went to a few places. Mendel went to one place, Reb Uri went to a different place, and they got the entire amount of money, and they gave it to him. And he paid all of his debts, and he paid his rent, and Hashem gave him a bracha that he was able to get back on his feet, and he became just as rich as he was before, and he gave tzedakah, and he did a lot of kindness, and he did good with the money. This is story number one. Now the second story, it looks like we're starting a trend here, because the second story is also with the Mendel of Kosov. So now we're...
Oh, we're transitioning.
Yeah.
To the brother.
Yeah. To brother-in-law.
Oh, brother.
So the Mendel of Kosov, he once had someone, a respectable man, come to him. And he said, it's time for my daughter to get married. And I need a big amount. I have nothing. So Reb Mendel says, go to Yassi, a certain town, and there you will have atzlacha.
Oh.
So the man says, one second, how am I going to get there? I don't have a passport. Right, then it was normal for people not to have a passport. If you're not traveling, you don't need a passport. Nowadays, you make a passport for your kid the second he's born, you know what I mean? Or after the bris, whatever. You know? But... So he says, I know a certain Jew, I'm going to send you there. He's near the border, he'll get you over. You know? So he goes, and the Jew takes him over the border, and he gets, at dawn, he gets to Yassi. It's already very early, and you didn't see a lot of people outside, and he didn't even know where to go. He had all his stuff with him in the middle of the road, right? This guy's standing in the middle of the road with all of his luggage. Until it got lighter outside. Now, once it gets a little lighter, so he sees a bunch of people walking, and one person over there, he sees is a respectable man. He's dressed in modern clothing, what they call the big day Deutsch, like the German clothing. In other words, he was very up to date in his dress, very modern, modern looking. And this modern looking man comes over to him, tells him, "Hi, how are you?" He said, "Where are you from?" And he said, "I just got here and I'm looking for a place to stay." So the guy says, "Follow me." So this Yid, who came on the bidding of Reb Mendel of Kosov, says, "You have a place for me to stay?" He says, "Yes, but only for free. I'm not going to charge you." So the guy says, "I understand. You just met me. Why would you give me this for free?" So he says, "Follow me and I'll tell you the whole story." Fine. Now, as they're walking, he says like this. A few years ago, there was a Rebbe from Galicia. His name was Reb Menachem Mendel. And through his bracha, I had a son. And I promised right then and there that I was going to give him a certain amount of money. But he lives in Galicia. I live here. So I never was able to do it. And I always hoped that either I would go there and I would be able to meet him somehow, or he would come here again and I would be able to give him the money. Now, last night he comes to me in my dream and he says, "Remember the amount that you owe me? I'm going to send you a certain person." He described him. You're going to give it to him. And you'll see him soon on the street. Go out to the street, you'll see him. So I wake up and I realize it's a dream. And I was so excited. I'm like, I'm going to get a chance to give him the money. And I went into the street. I looked around until I saw you. And you looked exactly as he described to me. And so he gave him the entire amount of money. And he not only that, he even went around to a bunch of other people in his community and also raised more for him. And he told him he could go with a lot of kavod. And he was able to marry off his daughter. So, yeah, good talk, everybody. Thank you for being here. Yes, subscribe, like, rate, whatever it is. And 5 stars.
Smash that like button.
Smash the like button, subscribe, share this so we can bring you more, so we can have better quality. L'chaim, guys. All right. Good talk, everybody.
And now for some bloopers.
Are we still sponsored by Best Health?
We never were.
One day we'll have our own seltzer. Don't worry. One day we'll have our own seltzer.
Should we put the seltzer in the camera frame?
You can do what you like. Okay.
Guys, stop stopping him.
One time.
It's hard to
I
stop.
wanted to get a move. You know, like,
One
give me a
t-
story. Give me a story.
He wants to
Good
talk
luck-
again.
Good luck, everybody.
Okay, in order to do the thank you. In order to do the
What's it?
town.
Shy and then
After. Yes, but only for free. I'm not going to charge you. So the guy says, understand, you just met me. Why would you...
It's a cousin of yours, I can tell. What? You would do something like this.
We are being timed, and I think it's less than 10 minutes.
We're being timed.
So, yeah, we're being timed.
Who's
So,
timing us?
good work. 2 stories in less than 10
Who's
minutes.
our timekeeper?
Ding, 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 ding. We hit 10 minutes. Okay. Thank you, he who shall not be named because he doesn't want to be on camera.